Hi everyone, my name is Paige. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the different things that you can do to organize your life. So I feel like I'm a really organized person when it comes to at least like my room and like schoolwork and stuff, and even like my tech, like computer and everything. I like to keep it all very organized and always knowing where everything is. So I've kind of been that way since I was little. I think it's really important to have your life pretty organized and make sure you know everything that's going on and be on top of your stuff so that you are ultimately more successful in the end. Whether that be just keeping your room clean all the time or also organizing files and schoolwork and just keeping your life all around more organized and running more smoothly. So my first tip to staying more organized is by having your technology organized and put together. And that being said, I think that it's really important to have an external hard drive for your computer. So having an external hard drive is really nice, not only to organize things, but also to just know that you have all of your things backed up and you won't be afraid of your computer crashing or losing anything important on there. Going along with that, I think that it's important to have specific folders on your computer as well as on your hard drive when you are copying everything over, to keep those same folders and have those organized with different categories. For instance, I like to keep my documents folder really broken down into different folders based on what they're about. Like I have one for school, for YouTube, for my sorority, for just general kind of things. And also I'd never have anything on my desktop, and I know some people probably think that's crazy, and I know a lot of people have a lot of things on their desktop, but I personally just like to keep it clean and put it away into a documents folder rather than having it sit on the desktop and look more cluttered and not as put together. Going along with using an external hard drive for your computer files, I also think it's really important to back up your photos on your phone. And once you do back up on your phone, it's easy to just delete them off your actual camera roll if they're not something you need really like easy access to, and it will free up a lot of space on your phone. I personally use Google Photos. I have my iCloud obviously, but I don't use it to store photos just because I haven't really like researched it that much, and I think you have to like buy extra storage. I don't know. But Google Photos is completely free and you can store as many photos as you want, and it doesn't reduce the quality. So I'm so happy I discovered that. I don't know why I just started using it. I literally backed up like all my old iPhones and iPods since like 6th grade. Like I have everything backed up, and it feels like so great knowing that I can just not worry about having any pictures lost, because I'm definitely like a picture hoarder. I have pictures on all my phones and I have like thousands and thousands. It's also nice because you can access Google Photos from anywhere, and you can easily pick up a picture from 2010 that's on your actual phone now, which I like to do because I have a lot of old things I like to pull up sometimes, and it's nice to just have them all in one place and backed up in that way. Going along with keeping things in different folders, I like to have app folders on my phone. I don't just have them all scattered around. I like to have my apps in different folders and broken down into like social media, picture editing, music, shopping, different things like that, so I know where they're all at and they're all put away into their own separate little areas. I also delete my messages like pretty regularly just because I don't want it to take up unnecessary space. Unless it's something really important, I will obviously keep it, but the majority of the time I'm able to just delete them off my phone and it doesn't really affect me, so it's nice to just have that space cleared up. Another important tip to staying organized is to check your email and also delete unnecessary messages regularly. Like every day if you can. I check my email every day, probably multiple times a day, and I make sure it's something. If I need to keep it, I will obviously not delete it, but if something that is just a random notification or something, I will obviously get rid of that, and that definitely clears up more space and makes you feel a lot more organized. Something I recently just started doing is making music playlists on Spotify. I never really thought it would be that important because I normally would just like search up a song and play it whatever I wanted, but it's really nice to have, I made different like genres for whatever I'm like feeling like listening to, so it's really nice to be able to just pick that certain playlist and play all the songs you want, and it just makes me feel like I have my life a lot more together. Kind of along with using Google Photos, another good thing to use is Google Drive. If you don't have an external hard drive, I know you get a limited amount of storage, but you can store documents on there and different things you want to like transfer to another computer. It really makes it nice to have them all organized in folders on there, so you're never losing any of the files you need to keep. When it comes to school, being organized is really important. Whether you are still in high school or you're in college like me, I really recommend using a planner because that is just the ultimate way to stay organized. It's kind of an obvious thing, but it really has helped me stay organized throughout my 2 years, 3? I'm going into my junior year, so going into my 3rd year of college has really helped me. It's nice to be able to just write down all the classes you have coming up or what you have due for each class, and also your test dates. Once you put it in like the beginning of the semester, you'll always have them there, and you'll never have to wonder like when you have a test coming up or when you need to study, so it makes it really easy to stay organized that way. I personally like to use separate notebooks for my classes. I know a lot of people like to just get one big notebook and then like divide them into sections. that just doesn't really work for me. I like to have separate notebooks and I can just take them to class with me on the days that I have that class, since they're obviously like every other day. So it's nice to just know like what color is what notebook, what I have in each one, and that's how I stay organized when it comes to class notes. I also recommend getting a backpack with multiple pockets. This is one that I used the past year or so. It's a little bit like beat up in the front, but it did the job whenever it came to having separate pockets for things. There's one for your laptop in the back. There's also the middle one I would keep like my notebooks and stuff, and then the front I would keep like things I would normally have in my purse, like my wallet or different like hand sanitizers, Advil, stuff like that. And it also has the side pockets, which is really nice. I say that I really did enjoy using a backpack like that, but I do sometimes switch to just like a plain tote and I just throw everything in there, which is also fine. But if you do want to stay a little bit more organized, I recommend having a lot of pockets on your backpack. Also, when it comes to reminding myself about things about school, I like to just do short-term reminders in the notes of my phone so that when I can remember them later, I can go write them down in my planner. So I don't normally just leave them there and like read off that. I still like to write it down, but if it's just something you hear all of a sudden and you don't have time to like get out your planner, write it down, I definitely recommend putting it in your phone and then later going back and checking and seeing and then copying those over to your planner. I personally like to take really clean and neat notes. I mean, I try to, they don't always turn out that way, but I really like to space things out. I like write big and small and like switch it up to just write different headings and everything. Also highlighting is really nice because it helps you break things down in like different sections. I think that's really awesome to stay organized when you're taking notes in class. Another big tip is don't let files and papers stack up. I know in some of my classes they give out like handouts. I mean, not so much anymore, especially if you're in like lecture halls, but when I am in smaller classes, we sometimes get little worksheets or like things we have to do and turn in. I normally just throw that in a folder that I have. I do sometimes carry just a general folder to throw like anything I get in that day, and then later when I go back to my room, I'll separate them into the specific notebooks. So I would not let those papers build up because later you're gonna have a big stack, you're not gonna know where everything goes, and it's easier to just do it the day of. Once you get the paper, go back and put it in the right notebook. And just some kind of general tips for everyday life. I think it's really important to have a clean room if you want to stay organized. Like I said, I've always really had my room clean. I've never been one to leave my room really messy. But a big tip with that is just knowing, like, don't put it off, because if you do, there's some days where I just leave it for a day or two and I'm like, I don't want to do it right now, but I definitely get around to it within like the next day or so. So I wouldn't let things build up. Just make sure it doesn't get too out of control. And if you're doing like little things every day, it will just stay organized and everything would be in its place. Kind of going along with cleaning your room regularly, I like to keep my car clean. It definitely makes me feel a lot more organized when I don't have a bunch of trash or water bottles in my car. I definitely like to get rid of those things like as they're put in. Like I won't go a day or two without taking things out of my car because I don't want it to pile up. What I also like to do, especially if I'm home for a break from school or even like a long weekend, I normally will go through things in my room, either my closet or like my cabinets and stuff, where I have things just kind of thrown there that I know I don't need anymore. I definitely like to get rid of clothes a lot and different things that you think, oh, like maybe I'll need this one day, and then you know that you never actually use it. I really recommend getting rid of those things because it's just going to pile up and make you feel a lot less organized and kind of messy. So that's a really good thing to do if you want to organize your life a little bit more. This kind of goes into the whole keeping your room clean all the time. I like to put things away ASAP. So if that means that I'm going and like changing my clothes a lot, like I'm trying to find an outfit and I throw something like on my couch here, I'll make sure to put it away like before I leave if I have time, and if not, I do it right when I get home. Or if I'm going shopping, I just throw my bags down to go do something else. Right when I get back to my room, I'll like put everything away. That's how you can make sure things aren't building up in your room and it stays clean and everything gets put away where it's supposed to be. Well, I already talked about how it's important to plan your school days and what like kind of assignments you have coming up. I also think it's important to add to your planner just day activities that you have, because I know it's important for me whenever I'm planning out my week to know other things I have going on. So it's nice to have everything written down in one spot, whether it be school or just like an activity you have going on, something like not school related. I like to have everything written down, and will overall just make your life a little more organized, having everything planned out ahead of time. Another big thing is to not procrastinate. Again, if that comes to school or just things in your room, if you want to put things away or things you know you have to get done, I definitely like to make a lot of lists of like what I know I want to do and how I can organize them. So like even when the start of the summer came and I like came back home from school, I wrote down everything that I wanted to do before I go back to school. So that included like painting this picture frame I have and like doing all these other things, organizing my photos, and I wanted to get pictures printed. So if you know that there's specific things that you want to get done and they're on like your long-term to-do list, I think it's really nice to organize those in like a notebook and write them down and make sure you're meeting those goals and not procrastinating them too long. So those were all the tips I had on keeping your life a little more organized. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and also comment any requests you would like to see from me. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching.